Hello and welcome back to NoBS. Today we're talking about another major video game company that's angering many of its fans. That's right. Today we're talking about Nintendo. Nintendo is one of the biggest video game companies of our lifetime, and they've kind of had a pretty slow year if you ask me. Not many big games have come out this year besides Animal Crossing and a new Paper Mario, but none of those are really particularly interesting for a guy like me. I've been more looking forward to the new stuff coming from PlayStation and also the PC somewhat. But the point is, today we're talking about Nintendo messing up. They've kind of overreached and done their little copyright striking thing. This is a problem they've had for many years, actually. They used to not even let people play their games here on YouTube. I remember those days, and I also remember them being pretty anti-consumer for a while now. They don't like people sharing their content on YouTube, even though they reversed that rule. It's still kind of sticky and tricky, and this new story has more evidence of that and of some other things that are troubling with the company too. Now, they're still cool. They still make great games. People want to play their games, but the problem is they're not consumer friendly. Like, for example, the two things they did today and this week and why people are getting upset is essentially they're canceling tournaments. There was like a Smash Brothers Melee tournament that they shut down, and then next there was a Splatoon tournament they shut down because some people at that tournament were supporting the Smash Brothers people who were shut down. Everything got shut down essentially, and it's just really bad sign for Nintendo. I don't know why they don't want people playing their games. Having tournaments creates hype. It gets people watching the videos online. This is people supporting their communities, but for some reason they're very anti-consumer. They're shutting a lot of stuff down. I know they have their reasons, like for example, the Melee thing. Smash Brothers has got shut down because some people were like modding the game or like reconfiguring some settings on it or something like that. Like Nintendo doesn't like anyone modding or doing any kind of modifications. They don't like it. They don't like people and their fans. And there's a couple more examples we'll get to too. We're going to talk more about this story soon, go over all the details and why Nintendo's really messing up. But first, let's take a quick moment to check out our sponsor. As you can see by these pictures, these are celebrities using this teeth whitening product, and it really works great for these people. And these are people that are on camera all the time. So if you're interested in increasing the whiteness of your smile, the Snow product is definitely a great choice for you. And as you can see by the top of this page, if you use their code LETITSNOW at checkout, you can save 25% right now, and you can probably get this in time for Christmas. And even better, if you order today, you'll get free shipping, and you could get this 25% off with the LETITSNOW code at checkout. So thanks for your time. Hope you guys will enjoy this product as much as I have, and until next time, let's get back to the show. Great, now that that's out of the way, let's talk more about these Nintendo problems. This first article says, fans say Nintendo canceled tourney over Smash Brothers protest. The Splatoon 2 scene blew up, but in a good way. So Splatoon 2 is this other game. Let's just do some explanations here. Basically, Splatoon is like a shooter game, but it's like a paintball kind of game, essentially. You could see this character here. They have these characters called Octolings. They're in this alternate universe with like octopus people and stuff like that. Some of them are squids. Some of them are other animals, like water-based animals that shoot oil in the real world, and they kind of turn it into this paint thing. It's basically Nintendo's version of a shooting game. They're not very big on actual weapons, though. They're a kids-based company. They try to appeal to younger audiences while also bringing in adults too. Like lots of people play Splatoon, but the point is it's a paintball game. The tournament got canceled over this drama, and I really don't think Nintendo is thinking things through. They're going to get people very mad at them, and it's not a good time for them either. I mean, they're still a very successful company, obviously, but they're in a slump year. They're in a kind of dump, like not doing so good year, and they're doubling down on that badness by attacking their fans. A Splatoon 2 tournament was supposed to conclude over the weekend in early December, but everything fell apart last minute, all because the participants wanted to show solidarity with a different competitive game. The North American Open, which had over 291 teams competing for a chance to win a trophy valued at $200, allowed groups to register under whatever banner they saw fit. And so 4 top teams, FTW Win, Enlightenment, Bowcut Nation, and Southern Lights, they all signed up under slightly different monikers. Respectively, these teams became FT Wave Dash, Slippy, Melee Nation, and Melee Lights for the event. Why all the Smash Bros references in a totally unrelated competition? Well, it was an act of solidarity. Recently, Nintendo came under fire after it shut down a Smash Bros Melee tournament that wanted to use open source software called Slippy, which enabled the 2001 GameCube game to have online multiplayer. Organizers opted for Slippy primarily because of the COVID, which made in-person competitions a health hazard. Nintendo's Nintendo's decision to issue a cease and desist was therefore met with criticism, as fans were simply trying to find a healthy way to play an old game that they loved. The community felt that actions taken against the tournament were egregious when the developer itself neglects Melee over newer iterations of the party fighter. So now we're getting to the nitty-gritty. Essentially, the first part was they canceled the Melee tournament because of this add-on, this open source software. Like I was talking about, the Melee game has lots of different people modding it, making different versions, making additions and adaptations of it. It's basically like the best favorite version of Smash Brothers. Now, to explain that a little bit in case people aren't playing a lot of games out there, if you're watching, basically Smash Brothers is a fighting game featuring all the favorite Mario and Nintendo characters. Over the years, they've added lots of other characters too from other franchises. Sonic's in it now. They have Solid Snake. They have Minecraft characters. All kinds are in there. And essentially, it's like the top video game characters in the fighting game, kind of like almost like a Street Fighter. It's a very different kind of fighting game, but it's similar. And this game is very popular. People really like the Melee version. This was like a 2001 version of Super Smash Brothers. There's been multiple since then, but this is still a favorite one just because of a lot of reasons. It's a faster running game. A lot of people are used to it and prefer it to the new iterations, and that's fine. And what I see here, first off, is Nintendo's going the wrong way about this. They don't want to support these old games. If they don't want to let them have support in the present, they should just let people mod them and play them how they want. This isn't going to hurt Nintendo. This isn't going to affect their bottom lines. In fact, this could give them more money. If anything, people are going to get more stoked about this and buy more copies of their games or something like that. And if they really wanted to, they could monetize this. Like, I'm just thinking in my head, if they're so against this and they want to cancel it, the best thing they could do, instead of even trying to cancel this mod, this Slippy thing, they should just come up with Melee on their new system. Like, if these people had a way to play Melee online without modding it, they would go for it. They would try it. They would play it on the Switch. They could come up with a port for Switch of Melee, let it be played online. People would buy it. People would pay for the Nintendo Online. They'd make lots of money, and that's just what they should do. I don't know why they want to cancel everything. I guess they just want to send people to their new game. There already is a Smash Brothers game that has servers and stuff. The newest version, Ultimate, is out there, but I don't think it would be too hard for them to set up a small version of Melee, like an online only multiplayer version or something like that. I mean, I know there's a lot that goes into it, but they would certainly make some money, and they could scale it down if they needed to, if they needed to just do a few levels or a few things like that, like whatever it takes, because they're already porting a lot of games. They're just focusing on the really old ones right now, like the Nintendo, Super Nintendo, but they haven't even got to 64 or GameCube, if they ever will. And yeah, then this Melee cancellation leads to Splatoon supporting them, then they get canceled, and it's just a big mess. And it's not even the end of the story. So there's a third step here why Nintendo fans are furious with the company. This is another article that gets into it, and essentially it says something about these new custom controllers that come out, and it's related to Melee as well. So here it says, Nintendo fans have unleashed a tirade of fury at the company after the gaming giant issued a cease and desist to stop the production of Edicons. Edica Joy-Cons, the custom Joy-Con shells, otherwise known as Edicons, started as a project made to honor YouTuber Desmond Amofa, aka Edica, who took his own life in June. A few months after his death, an Indiegogo charity campaign was launched with the help of Captain Alex, who specializes in making custom controllers. Contributors received a custom-made pair of the Edica-themed Joy-Con. The Edicons are a way to honor his legacy while putting a lasting product into the hands of his fans and raising a ton of money for mental health and suicide prevention, the product description reads. So this is kind of the third strike for Nintendo recently. This happened recently too, and it's like in light of them canceling tournaments, now they're canceling custom controllers that are going to charity. I mean, no one's profiting off of this. No one's profiting off of those tournaments. Sure, there's a little buzz coming off of them. They might stream it. They might get some subscribers. The winner gets a small prize. But the point is, they're stopping this stuff, this fan-made stuff. They're anti-consumer here. And it's just showing they're just kind of dated and stuck in the past. This is something a creator or a company might have done 10 years ago, 20 years ago before social media. These days, I mean, come on. People should be able to play games how they want. You should be able to kind of modify your game if you want to, maybe even stream it online or something like that. Like, it's not hurting Nintendo. They're being far too strict, far too covetous, and it really needs to stop. And it shows it's a bad time for Nintendo. They're canceling tournaments. They're attacking their fans. They're stopping these charity giveaways with just like basically covers for their controllers, like their custom controllers. It's such a non-issue, but Nintendo's pulling this crap. And I know Nintendo, it's not new for them. We've seen this before. I remember it back in the day. I used to play a lot of Smash like 5 years ago, and this was always an issue. They never supported the community. They never supported people playing in tournaments. They never gave them any kind of help, never set up a tournament of their own, which would be fun, which is a cool idea, a way to promote the game for sure. And in addition, like I was saying with the recording and stuff, I mean, Nintendo was one of the last to hold out to let people use their gaming footage. I remember that just happened a few years back, and it's so dated. They're so behind, and it's just really, really tough because they do have lots of great games. Like I love Smash. I love Splatoon. I want to play the new Zelda. Like there's lots of cool stuff there. So to see the company act this way is definitely upsetting. With that said, that about wraps things up. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure you comment your thoughts on everything below. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the bell for notifications, and we'll see you on the next one.